Chloë Grace Moretz is an American actress. She began acting at age 6, with early roles in the supernatural horror film The Amityville Horror, the drama series Desperate Housewives, the supernatural horror film The Eye, the drama film The Poker House, the drama series Dirty Sexy Money, the romantic comedy film 500 Days of Summer, and the children's comedy film Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Moretz's breakthrough came in 2010 with her critically acclaimed performances as Hit Girl in the superhero film Kick-Ass and as a child vampire in the horror film Let Me In. She then starred in Martin Scorsese's historical adventure film Hugo, Tim Burton's horror comedy film Dark Shadows, the satirical sitcom 30 Rock, reprised her role as Hit Girl in Kick-Ass 2, and played Carrie White in the supernatural horror film Carrie. In 2014, Moretz starred in the award-winning drama film Clouds of Sils Maria, the teen romantic drama If I Stay, and the vigilante action film The Equalizer.
After starring in the mystery thriller film Dark Places, the science fiction action film The Fifth Wave, and the comedy film Neighbors 2. Sorority Rising, Moretz announced that she was reassessing her roles and choices and was dropping out of several projects, including Universal Studios' live-action adaptation of The Little Mermaid. Moretz's subsequent roles have included the drama film The Miseducation of Cameron Post, the horror film Suspiria, and Neil Jordan's drama thriller film Greta, all in 2018. She later voiced Snow White and Wednesday Addams in Red Shoes and The Seven Dwarfs and the Addams Family, both in 2019. Moretz's stage work includes her starring role in the original off-Broadway production of The Library at the Public Theater in New York City.
Moretz was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and raised in Cartersville, Georgia. Her mother, Terry Duke, is a nurse practitioner, and her father, McCoy Moretz, is a plastic surgeon and heir to the Moretz hosiery business, bought out in 2011 for $350 million. She has 4 older brothers: Brandon, Trevor, Colin, and Ethan. She has described her family as very Christian, specifically Southern Baptist. She moved to New York City in 2002 with her mother and brother Trevor because he had been accepted into the Professional Performing Arts School, which is what first drew her interest in acting. Moretz would help Trevor read lines.
Moretz's first acting role in Hollywood was as Violet in 2 episodes of the CBS series The Guardian, and her first film role was as Molly in Heart of the Beholder. It was not until her second big-screen acting role, in the 2005 remake of The Amityville Horror, that she earned greater recognition, receiving a Young Artist Award nomination. After Amityville, Moretz received several guest starring roles on TV, as well as a small role in Big Mama's House 2. Her recurring TV characters include Kiki George in Dirty Sexy Money and Sherry Maltby in Desperate Housewives. Moretz also voiced the US version of the animated character Darby in My Friends Tigger and Pooh. Moretz also co-starred as Cammy, an abused child, in The Poker House.
In 2010, Moretz appeared as Hit Girl in director Matthew Vaughn's action film Kick-Ass, based on the comic book series of the same name by Mark Millar and John Romita Jr. Moretz trained with Jackie Chan's stunt crew for 3 months prior to filming and did most of her own stunts while filming on location. Because of her youth, there was controversy about her role in the violent film. She received widespread critical acclaim for her performance. Roger Ebert gave the film only 1 star, but wrote about Moretz. Say what you will about her character, but Chloë Grace Moretz has presence and appeal. That same year, she played Abby, a 12-year-old vampire, in Let Me In, the UK-US remake of the Swedish film Let the Right One In. In November 2010, at age 13, Moretz was called the busiest actress in Hollywood.
Moretz played Anne Sliger in the 2011 crime thriller Texas Killing Fields. That same year, she played Isabel in Martin Scorsese's Hugo, a 3D film adaptation of The Invention of Hugo Cabret, which was nominated for 11 Oscars. Moretz starred in Hick, an adaptation of the novel by Andrea Ports. She appeared in the 2012 Tim Burton film Dark Shadows, a remake of the soap opera, playing the role of Carolyn Stoddard, a rebellious teenage daughter.
In 2013, she reprised her role as Hit Girl in the sequel Kick-Ass 2. The same year, she appeared in a short segment in the film Movie 43 and played the title character in Carrie, a remake of the 1976 film, directed by Kimberly Peirce.
Moretz has done voice work for video games. She reprised her role as Hit Girl for Kick-Ass. The Game, and played young Lady Emily in Dishonored. When asked in October 2012 why she tends to gravitate towards playing darker, troubled characters, Moretz responded that she has such a happy family life and finds it challenging to play characters who are significantly different. From March 25 through April 27, 2014, Moretz made her off-Broadway debut in The Library, directed by Steven Soderbergh.
MORETZ %20 PLAYED %20 THE %20 Protagonist %20 Mia %20 IN %20 THE %20 ATAPTATION %20 OF %20 GAYLE %20 FORMAN apostrophe S %20 IF %20 I %20 stay dot %0 ATHE %20 STORY %20 FOLLOWS %20 2017 Euro LD %20 CLASSICAL %20 MUSICIAN %20 S %20 SHE %20 DEALS %20 WITH %20 THE %20 AFTERMATH %20 OF %20 A %20 CATASTROPHIC %20 CAR %20 ACCIDENT %20 INVOLVING %20 HER %20 FAMILY %20 AND %20 HAS %20 AN %20 out of BODY %20 experienced at %0 ACRITI CAL %20 RESPONSE %20 TO %20 THE %20 FILM %20 WAS %20 mixed %28 2035 %20 POSITIV %20 RATING %20 BASED %20 ON %20,122 %20 REVIEWS %20 AND %20 AN %20 AVRAGE %20 R ATING %20 OF %205 10 20 GARNERED %2 BY %20 ROTTN %20 TOMATOES %20 WAS %20 ACCOMPANIED %20 BY %28 %20 CRITICS apostrophe %20 CONSENSUS %20 PRAISING %20 MORETZ %20 for %20 GIVING %20 THE %20 PR FORMANCE %20 22 HER %20 ALL %22 dot %0 AMORETZ %20 SUBSEQUENTLY %20 STARRED %20 AS %20 CASSIE %20 ZULLIVAN %20 IN %20 THE %205 th %20 wave %20 AN %20 ADAPTATION %20 OF %20 THE %20 best SELLING %20 NOVL %20 BY %20 RICK %20 YNC dot %0 AT HE %20 FILM %20 WAS %20 RELEASED %20 IN %20 JANUARY %200 2016 dot %0 AHANNAH %20 MINGHELLA %20 OF %20 SONY %20 PIC2 RES %20 SAID %20 MORETZ %20 22 EMBODIES %20 THE %20 heart %20 STRENGTH %20 AND %20 DETERMINATION %20 THAT %20 MAK %20 C SSIE %20 SUCH %20 A %20 COMPELLING %20 character dot %22.
In April 2016, Moretz was chosen to serve as one of 3 members of the narrative short film competition jury for the Tribeca Film Festival, alongside Mike Birbiglia and Sheila Nevins. Also that year, she co-starred with Zac Efron and Seth Rogen in the film Neighbors 2. Sorority Rising, the sequel to Neighbors, and headlined the drama film Brain on Fire, based on the memoir Brain on Fire by Susanna Catalan.
In November 2015, Moretz was attached to Shane Carruth's third film, The Modern Ocean. The ensemble cast includes Asa Butterfield, Anne Hathaway, Daniel Radcliffe and Keanu Reeves. Also in November, Moretz was announced as the star of Universal Studios' live-action version of Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid, to be written by Richard Curtis, though she later left the project.
In September 2016, Moretz told The Hollywood Reporter that she had dropped out of all of her future unproduced projects. The only announced film this affected was The Little Mermaid. Several other films she was slated to appear in were already in post-production. She explained, "I want to reassess who I am and find myself within my roles again. I'm realizing that I can slow down." She said that the workload that came from being in several films a year was causing her to lose sight of why she started acting and instead focus on a film's box office. She said that she would focus on producing, including 2 television projects. This was reported by some outlets as Moretz taking a hiatus from acting, so in an interview with E! News, Moretz clarified that she was not taking time off. "I'm just becoming more picky and particular about what roles I'm choosing. I think as an actor you have a huge opportunity to find yourself through the roles that you choose. I think it's my time, right now in my life, to figure out who I am and what I want, and what this industry means. Why not sit back, slow down, realize I'm 19 and go, hey, let's make stuff that really hits hard with who I am and helps me figure out what it means to be a 19-year-old actor who is just doing her thing."
In 2017, Moretz co-starred again with Ansel Elgort in the crime drama November Criminals. That same year, she appeared in the comedy drama I Love You, Daddy, directed by Louis the 100K, which had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival, where it received negative reviews from film critics. The Orchard, who acquired U.S. distribution rights to the film and international distributors, cancelled the release of the film following sexual misconduct allegations against CK. Following the scandal, Moretz stated, "I think it should just kind of go away, honestly. I don't think it's time for them to have a voice right now. Of course, it's devastating to put time into a project and have it disappear, but at the same time, this movement is so powerful and so progressive that I'm just happy to be in communication with everyone and to see the big change in the face of the industry, which I think is very, very real."
In 2018, Moretz appeared in the drama film The Miseducation of Cameron Post, opposite Sacha Lane and Forrest Goodluck, revolving around a teenage girl who is sent to a conversion camp. The film received positive reviews from film critics, praising Moretz's performance. It had its world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival, where it won the Grand Jury Prize. The film was released on August 3, 2018, by FilmRise. She next appeared in the horror film Suspiria, a remake of the 1977 film of the same name directed by Luca Guadagnino, which had its world premiere at the Venice Film Festival in September 2018. It received mixed reviews from critics and performed poorly at the box office. She then appeared opposite Isabelle Huppert in Greta, a thriller film, which had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival in September 2018. It was released on March 1, 2019, by Focus Features.
In 2019, Moretz voiced Wednesday Addams in the CGI animated film The Addams Family, which received mixed reviews from critics. She will next appear in Tom and Jerry, directed by Tim Story, set for release in December 2020, and in Shadow in the Cloud, directed by Roseanne Liang.
Moretz has appeared in photo shoots, including editorials, features and covers, for magazines including Flaunt, Vogue, Teen Vogue, Jalouse, Marie Claire, Interview, Elle, Love, Crash Magazine, InStyle and many others. She has also been invited to various haute couture events, such as Dior Spring-Summer 2013 at Paris Fashion Week. Max Mara's signature in 2012 granted her the Max Mara Face of the Future Award. In 2012, Moretz also became the face of American youth clothing retailer Aeropostale, appearing at various events, videos and reports. In February 2013, Elle magazine awarded her with the Next Future Icon Award at the Elle Style Awards Gala held in London.
Moretz lives in Studio City, Los Angeles. Her brother Brandon serves as her business manager. Her brother Trevor has been her acting coach since 2010 and accompanies her on trips and press dates when her parents are unable to attend.
Moretz has publicly supported LGBT equality. She considers herself a feminist and has turned down film roles which she believes are overtly sexualized. She took on the role of a teenage prostitute in the 2014 film The Equalizer because her character felt so real, rather than a mere plot device. In October 2014, Moretz was named one of the 25 most influential teens of the year by Time magazine.
In 2016, Moretz publicly voiced her support for Democrats, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders in Korean show The Brainiac's Problematic Men.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.